Training hard and not seeing results is the most frustrating part of basketball. When I was younger, I trained hard, but I only averaged about 2 points per game, and it made me so angry, I almost quit. But once I learned how to unlock my basketball potential, I averaged 16 points per game. So let me show you the exact 5 things you can do to unlock your own basketball potential. My first big breakthrough in my basketball journey came when I adjusted how I approached my games. Instead of treating games like a test in school, I treated them like an experiment. Let me tell you a story. Back in my sophomore year of high school, I was a swing player. So I barely got time on varsity. It was mostly JV. I was just warming the seat on varsity. But one day, the varsity head coach talked to me before one of our division rivalry games, a big game. He told me to be ready because I might get some playing time. I talked to my trainer about this, and he texted me just 2 words. Get buckets. I understood the assignment. I went into that game with one thought in mind. Get buckets. I played aggressively, and I scored 5 points in my limited minutes. We came back from a big deficit, and with about 5 seconds on the clock, coach drew up a play for me, and this happened. That was the moment I realized basketball games are an experiment and not a test. So change your mindset to games being an experiment. And once you do that, here's what you're going to notice. You're going to play free. You're going to try new things. And you're going to expand your bag. You're going to stop getting upset over mistakes. And you're going to learn from every single one of your mistakes. By the way, if you feel like your skill set is all there, but you still need that extra mental push to unlock your basketball potential, that's what I'm here for, man. If you're interested and you want to work with me, click that link in the description and you can book a free call to see if my coaching is right for you. The next thing that is going to completely unlock your potential and change your offensive game as a whole is 1v1ing with restrictions. So what do I mean? 1v1 your buddy with only 3 dribbles allowed per possession. I remember back in my junior year, I did this all the time. I worked out with guys that were better than me. I'm talking Division II, Division III college players, right? But I got so good off the bounce that I won some of those 1v1s, or at least I always made it interesting. People started telling me, you know, Mark, you actually have a quick first step, which was not true. I just got really good at playing with 3 dribbles or less. I used jab steps and pivots to my advantage, and I made defenders lean one way and then dart the other. So if you want to score more points, get by defenders easier, and help out your team more, 1v1 with restrictions in practice. Alright, this is my trademark here. If you've been watching me for a while, you know this piece of advice. Number 3, make your practices game-like. For so many years, I made the mistake of practicing differently than I played in games. And it cost me, man. It really did. If you don't practice at game speed, you are wasting reps. The only time you shouldn't run through drills at game speed is when you are learning something new. Now, let me give you an analogy here. Practicing slow is like playing level 1 of a video game. The games are like the boss level. Now, if you jumped right into that boss level with no other experience other than that level 1, you're probably gonna die in the video game sense. But by practicing at game speed, you eliminate the chances of getting overwhelmed in games. That's like playing one of the mini bosses before jumping into the big boss level. So to make your practices even more game-like, do this. Picture a defender always guarding you. I came up with this after learning a little bit about boxing. Boxers train in an interesting way. One of the most common drills is called shadow boxing. In simple terms, boxers fight the air and imagine there is somebody in front of them returning punches back. Boxers will slip, feint, and they'll control that distance against somebody that isn't even there. That develops good habits. And I believe us as basketball players should use this same strategy. I call it shadow balling. Imagine there's a defender guarding you and is poking at the ball constantly. Maybe he's hand checking you, or maybe he's waiting on your crossover. It's actually a really fun way to practice, honestly. Like, truly, I love doing this. This visualization will improve your awareness in game, which will then lead to you feeling more comfortable as a result. And being comfortable in games will allow you to play more freely and perform better as a result. Alright, next up, number 4. Take more opportunities instead of forcing. One of the players I work with dealt with hesitation in games. He had the skills and the abilities to be successful, but he played way too passive. So after working with him for a few weeks and showing him how he can take advantage of more opportunities, he noticed a big difference. In his first game after working with me, he dropped 13 points with 2 3-pointers. Man, I'm really proud of him. But that's not all. He also opened up more driving lanes and open shots for his teammates because he became a threat on offense. He went from being a pass-first guard to a scorer-first guard. And by doing so, his passing and court vision became that much more effective. Alright, last but certainly not least, you must have confidence. For me, my confidence comes from knowing I was made in God's perfect image and He is always with me. Joshua 1:9 says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Amen. Now, when it comes to overcoming self-doubt and being truly confident in yourself, there's 5 problems that you need to fix. And I go over that in full detail in this video right here, so check that out. But as always, keep God first. Stay blessed, bro. I love y'all, man.